Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome for joining into the Belgotex Fairmont Hockey Festival. Joining me in the commentary box for a pre-match little chat is the amazing, long-standing York coach, Jason. How are you doing?
Brens, well, and yourself, thank you.
Thanks for joining us, and welcome back. So what is your goals of this tournament, bringing your York team back here yet again?
Look, it's been a stop-start 19 months, so I'm just very happy to get the team to play, especially the Matrix. Last year the Matrix had no hockey whatsoever, so just happy to get the boys, the blocks on the turf again, and then obviously play a brand of hockey that we always enjoy watching. So yeah, that's our main aim for this tournament.
Awesome. Maybe just two other questions for you. I know you referenced the blocks, and York is synonymous for playing a certain way, and I've got friends who've been out of your program for 15 years. How tough is it to be able to keep that sort of culture of play and style that you have set for so many years going?
Yeah, I'm just very lucky that at York I've got the freedom to try things out, and it's a bit of consistency that's happened over the years, and the players all believe in it, and it's a huge team effort. So very fortunate, got a lovely Astro down in George, and it's a process that's been going for 20 years, so just extremely happy that they buy into it.
We are very, very privileged to have you here, and to anybody, it's Jason Slater's 20th year with York. Final thing, give us one team that stands out. I think everyone's just clapping for the York boys pre-match cry that you know so well, Jay, but any boys that we could put an eye on today, and one team, if I have to put you on the spot, that stands in your memory over all of these 20 years?
Oh, geez, no, I think it all started around about 2004. 2004, we had a team called the Band of Brothers that basically started travelling around the country with us not having a turf. They've travelled across the country playing against teams that had Astros. So yeah, that team stands out, and then every player that's done the blocks is special to me.
I love that, and that's why you have been successful for so long. Jason, best of luck today, and we look forward to watching your team.
Thank you very much.
Short and sharp.
Two questions. Afternoon, everybody. Mark Pickering here, the Somerset College coach. Welcome, Mark. What are you looking to get out of this tournament?
Just some really good team hockey, setting ourselves up nicely for 2022 Brins year.
And fantastic, Mark. Anybody here that you are really pushing and you think we should keep our eyes on for this tournament?
Sure, I'm going to really go with it and look out for us as a team here. Look out for us as a team out there in all areas of the park. You'll see our players moving between the lines, playing different positions, so enjoy seeing that, yeah.
The total hockey player, I believe you called it, Mark Pickering. Thanks for coming through. Thanks, and we look forward to watching your team.
Enjoy the game, I look forward to hearing your commentary here. Oh, awesome.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Astro, where everything happens, Fairmont High School, for the Belgotex hockey tournament at Fairmont. Joining me in commentary, Bryce West, the unbelievable hockey coach, now turned commentator. We've got York in the, as Jason said, called it, the Blocks versus Somerset College in the white. And Bryce, what is your take on this game, having coached against lots of these boys recently, actually, at provincial level? Yeah, to anybody who is joining in to support either of these teams, you obviously know the boys really well. If you are a hockey novice or you don't know the teams in question, York are in the two shades of blue, Somerset College in the white, Boland versus Southwestern Districts, or now known as Eden Derby. And Bryce, any info on these teams that you would have possibly have coached against in the past with different sides?
Why stop it straight away? Why stop it? Just straight away, Bucker!
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what the two teams can bring to the tournament. This one gets more size of the again. Some good areas.
Like father, like son, Sean Slater, certainly one to keep your eyes on, ladies and gentlemen, in this game. High ball start here from York. Captain Liam Galvin searching, looking. Just a dangerous blow given against the York forward. Sean Irwin now, prominent player in the Somerset College side. He's just come off playing for Boland under 18A against you, Bryce, as the Province 18A coach. So you'll know a little bit about Sean Irwin, but long ball played, picked up by Galvin. Having coached against York through the years as well, they used to love a straight beat, but I think York have always been pretty happy to get some sliders and deflections going. It might be a bit too hot too early, so Money says Slater is going to get the chance here.
Well played, well done, Liam.
So over the years, York have always preferred a sort of four at the back, traditional four at the back with a 4-4-2 sort of shape, and It still looks a little bit like it. Jason has always believed in that sort of shape, creating overloads throughout the field and having some fast guys up top. Slater looks confident on the ball, but Somerset College really seem to be in command of what they want to do on defense. I see Sean Irwin's also been tasked with sort of being a free riding player. One time he's at centre back, the next time he's at centre mid. So I think a lot of the play will go through him. Jack van der Merwe there, showing a little bit of craft on the ball. And here's another player I saw all weekend just on the ball right now, and that's young Bayer, as I kept hearing him being called, but Liam Bayer was a crafty forward on the weekend for Boland. Was so impressed with his defensive ethic and got his name on the score sheet a couple of times. And a nice dogleg performed there by Somerset College, going into the middle, out to the outside. Van der Merwe giving the overhead, well gathered there by Andre Klaassen. It's always been a sort of philosophy with the Jason Slater York team that you play short, sharp interchanges and you try not to keep the ball on your stick for more than 3 touches, and already that's coming to the fore here. Somerset College though growing into this game bit by bit. So James Sasaki, the captain of Somerset College, wearing number 15, hasn't really gotten the ball too much yet. Played for Boland under 18B this past weekend and was a crucial player in that team. And I've no doubt that he'll be looking to really get involved here. Him versus Slater could be quite a titanic battle. Bassett cleaning up. Personally, Bryce, I mean, it's just awesome to see Eden producing hockey player after hockey player, regardless of their size. Have you ever, going to provincial tournaments, what has been a hallmark of sort of the style of hockey player coming from the Eden zone?
We played against Eden a couple of times under 18 years, where they were actually to get us at the tournament. They had Sam Mbimbi there, who absolutely destroyed us. Very skillful, very fast, and that never give an attitude that they always bring. They play to the final with every single time. It's always really good to see. On the technical base, their basics are always fairly good. If you see Somerset College, just outside, and
oh my word, Eli!
they have won the foot, they have the shot, which means the advantage is over, and that's why you see the penalty corner was not given. So it's always good to see the young players, and they always produce good teams at RP teams.
It's come to our attention that one of Somerset College's standouts, Thiago Marquez, unfortunately suffered an injury at the Boland versus Western Province quadrangular this past weekend, and unfortunately we saw him arrive today just in crutches. So a great player just not getting to showcase, but here's the ball, one, just a double turnover. Dominic Geard getting stuck in, and there's always a couple of argy-bargies in a game of this sort of stature. Fasaki on the ball.
Keep it coming out. Good. Somebody come Hey, go. Lead it. Liam, it's yours. Liam. Your shoulder.
In Cape Town, sun is out, quite hot in the field. What do you think are the boys have to deal with on the day after this alternative?
Yeah, Bryce, it's never easy to play in. Personally speaking, I really struggle with this as a player, and I've always felt that those night games with a little bit more zip on the ball and intensity that just naturally comes is so much easier. But in this sort of weather, you've got to be able to play, and I think the crucial aspect would be about being positionally perfect. Can you already be in the position that you want to get the ball and make your next action? And defensively, it's just about unity. It can't be every player for themselves. Fasaki looking strong there. ABSA cleaning up. Your thoughts on a game of this sort of heat and tempo? Your thoughts, Bryce, in terms of your info? Oh, just a moment. Well-timed challenge there by Josh Beard. But yeah, your thoughts as a coach in this sort of temperature?
Yeah, I think the players have to be technically sound. The ball is a little bit soft and it does bounce quite a bit. So if you're going to be a little bit static and try to tap the ball, it makes it a little bit more tough and a little bit more mischance. I think it's important that the players get in a position early to receive the pass and they focus a little bit more on the technical aspect of receiving and passing because the ball is a little bit stickier on this turf.
Yeah, something that I think isn't common knowledge is in these sort of conditions, I know one must never blame the ball and anything like that, but the ball does unfortunately become a bit more spongy, the ball does become a little bit slower, and one has to change their stance a little bit, so making sure the ball isn't stuck underneath their feet. Just here as we enter the quarter break, 0-0 Somerset College versus York. It's flown past. There's Marquez. We can just see Thiago Marquez with the crutches on. And we'd just like to thank all of the different sponsors, Livingston, Bars and Basins, Belgotex Sports and Princess Hockey. It's been amazing to have you joining us in on this ride. Bryce, anything you can take out of this game to date?
At the moment, I think York started off in the front foot there for the first couple of minutes, but it took Somerset College to settle in. Sad, York did play earlier this afternoon, so they had that up for them. But yeah, Somerset College towards the end of the chapter started stepping up their game a bit, and I'm excited for the second chapter to come. Hopefully we can get some goals and a few more outcomes high up on the field. So the game would be stretched the more we go on, and the boys start to tire out and they start losing their structure a bit. Hopefully the attacking team can then get some goals going.
So in case you are looking at the screen trying to work out the numerical setup, have York left to play off the park? No, you are incorrect. It's just a play in the sin bin. So it's currently 11 versus 10. Somerset College with the 11, but not stepping too high in their press just yet. Claassen on the ball now.
York have to slow the game a little bit and run that come down, go back to even numbers. Just moving the ball, keeping possession, no silly turnover at this point.
Bayer there would have preferred a complete trap. A little bit of maybe a wasted moment. the Bayer, Vasaki, Irwin combos are already playing themselves out, and if College can just get a little bit more into play at pace through those three, they'll set themselves up pretty well. There's Irwin again to Vasaki. There's another Vasaki on the field. Number 15 from York, Mel Vasaki. Great player. Managed to be able to watch him a couple of years back on an indoor court, and that man can play a little bit of hockey.
Go, keep on running.
Great connection here from York. Finding each other inside the knee. Can they get an outcome? Looks like it could be a weak corner. Six challenge there by number 14. Somerset College.
Yeah, Josh Beard, just the judge to have come in a little bit too fiery with the stick challenge. And it's amazing because York have been playing with the number down for a fair majority of that. I saw the card just returned prior to the corner, but York looked really composed and in it throughout.
Like I said, they were just holding possession, just slowing the game down, not allowing Somerset College to take advantage of the number situation. One pass here. One outside the 5, which means the ball can be lifted from the first shot. And it is well defended.
It's just so awesome to see Somerset College. A couple of years ago, they were really firing on all cylinders. Their boys program was one of the epicenters of the Boland hockey program. And as anything in life, there's ebbs and flows. And for a couple of years, maybe we saw Somerset College perennially competing for a couple of the tournaments that they would compete in, like this one. And it went a little bit quiet for a while, but it's awesome to see Somerset College back. Loads of Boland A players and Boland B players in their sights, and a really good team here. Slater versus Bayer, loving this battle.
Owen, come inside.
Again. Go.
Come on, Eddie. Owen, pick up your game. Owen, get your head in the game.
First set of push and attack. Hopefully you can keep the discipline and keep 11 players in the front.
Step on there, Mike.
Definitely don't want to be a player down in this heat, chasing that ball around there, brother.
It doesn't matter how fit you are, playing a number down sucks. Quite simply put, and in this weather, it really isn't fun. So, yeah, you couldn't have said it better, Bryce. Although, maybe in a roundabout way, having a card in this weather might make you have to defend deeper and do less running. I'm not sure, Bryce. Who knows? Looks like Dylan Clem. Yeah, Dylan Clemence's is a big boy. Looks highly skillful there, right back. And Rowan Bassett slowly but surely getting himself into the game there. You can't miss him in his orange boots. But he looks like he's finding his feet. And he's playing as a sort of a holding midfielder, it looks like it for York. And if they can get him on the ball, I think a lot of the play looks to be revolving around him.
How you need to be? That's it.
Some fantastic aerial skills there by AB. And the crowd, he's got the crowd wild.
ABSR, great break there. And I'd love to see him getting on the ball more as this game progresses. He looks like a confident ball carrier.
Definitely someone who looks dangerous carrying the ball going forward. Yeah, I would love to see him influence this game just a little bit more. It's probably the first time we've seen him.
And it's beautiful here. A beautiful day. Both teams sort of still finding their feet. Maybe they're in it for the long game. Klaassen looking for the slap, but getting picked off by Bayer.
Sean Slater on the ball. Bit of a backhand onto AB. They'll shot a goal and a great save by the goalkeeper at an awkward height. And a bit of a breakdown there, and York come out with the 16-yard hitting and just slow the game down a bit and set up their structure. York still applying quite a full press here, but not allowing the back four of Somerset College to have any time on the ball, and trying to create high turnovers and get outcomes from there. It's important that the midfield of Somerset College is getting some good areas so that they can to assist the back four and get the ball in good areas.
Yeah, ABSR definitely coming into the game now in left midfield, but York have always had a sort of style, and that is the slow poison, and they throttle you, they throttle, and then they go. But they're not going to make the most opportunities. Guys like Sean Irwin are going to break through. He's going to look up, he's going to play the pass, and they are going to score. That's what attacking with gusto will do for you, ladies and gentlemen. Irwin with a good 50-meter carry, got the eyes up. A little bit of a melee there on the goalkeeper's pads, and College getting the final touch. 1-0, Somerset College. Goal scorer will be finding shortly, but yeah, Somerset College making the most of that counter. Lots of space to go into. And
Ben
1-0.
Chaplin, the goal scorer for Somerset College. Been asked to open his bank account over here on the Astra.
Sorry everybody, just one or two little questions being asked here, but regardless, all is perfect. And Bryce, you've hit the nail on the head there. Ben Chaplin with a fantastic finish. And if you were College now, would you stay sitting deep, looking to counter with the pace that they evidently have, or would you look to change it?
I'm not sure that I would want to sit too deep against this York side and invite them into our half too often. You've got some great skillful players like AB and the rest of the boys, and giving them a few opportunities, I'm sure they would be gunning to score, to get a goal and to get back on equal terms. So while Somerset College are on an up phase at the moment, I think they should use that momentum and try grab another one.
I love when you say the word up phase, and that's such a crucial part of sport. each team goes through the ups and downs, and here at the moment, obviously, College just sitting deep. Maybe they're happy to invite that, but they don't want to give too much towards York. If you were if you were Mark Pickering now, who joined us pre-match, anything you'd be saying to him? Anything you would be thinking if you were him that your team can implement?
Yeah, I think they can. They're definitely looking good on the counter, and they created quite a few 3v2 situations high up on the field, and I'm sure if they can create a few more, they can grab another goal. So I'll just be telling the boys, just keep doing what we're doing and just get into good spaces and creating that numbers overload. And as you see, Sean Irwin with a fantastic run in the previous that led up to the goal, and I'll be looking to feed him the ball a little bit more in that midfield now. And here we go again.
Just missed by Ryan Cunningham there. And they repress now.
Sean Slater on the ball. Can he create something? Great defense there by Somerset College. And lots of space for Somerset College to counter in if they can get some numbers ahead of the ball. But only a couple seconds left. So I'm sure this will be the final pass of the half. And that is halftime. Somerset College 1, York 0.
Awesome first half. The game's growing. You can feel it. There's tension in the air. You can cut it with a knife. And we will be back in the second half right here at Fairmont for the Belgotex Fairmont Hockey Tournament. Catch us in a couple of minutes' time. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Fairmont Astro. Joined with me, touchline side, I have an absolute legend beside me by the name of Mr. Brian Algie. I believe the Astro, Mr. Brian Algie, is named after you.
That is true.
Welcome. Thank you for being here. What have you made so far of being back at Fairmont and some of the quality on show? Do you miss being here? Give us any info.
Well, I come here fairly regularly because I teach extra lessons in the afternoon, yeah. But I don't come to the Astro very often. The last time was 2 years ago when there was real hockey being played. Now it's stop, go. It's still real hockey, but with a lot of intervals between. Why it's so good for me to be here is way back in 2006, I started tournaments run by Fairmont, and we actually did it the Belleville Astro because Fairmont didn't have an Astro then. However, once the Astro was built in 2009, I actually took a team overseas, so we didn't play that 2009. But when we came back, I said we'll definitely start having it here at Fairmont, and that was 2010. So this is the 11th year that's been going on, but it's wonderful to see that it's actually happening considering how COVID-19 has really made it very difficult to do anything.
Yeah, awesome. It's so great to hear all of the initiatives that you've started over the years. I know I was very privileged to have you as one of those administrators and mentors. Is there anything that you still see growing at Fairmont, or do you feel Fairmont is leading the way completely and from now it's just about maintenance?
Well, if Fairmont wants to play better hockey, they need to build a second Astro, because when you got two Astros you can run major tournaments. Not that this isn't a major tournament venue, but then you can have them all at the same venue, not use other Astros as well. So it's much better to do that. But the problem is, where do you build it? I don't want to say anything nasty, like higher up here or lower down, okay? Because I don't think anyone would like that. The original idea was to build both hockey fields on the field below the road. The only problem is that is hired by the school from the municipality. It doesn't belong to the school, so we couldn't build the Astros there then. But I think it's a wonderful venue. I mean, just look at those mountains over there. Really fantastic. Is there a better ground? I haven't been to a better ground to watch.
Awesome. Well, Brian, it's lovely having you here. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to chatting to you later in the week.
Thank you.
Anyone high? Why is it not anybody high? Great ball. Josh.
Welcome back. Second half started. Somerset College on the ball. York still fairly full in their press here, not allowing any space for Somerset College to play through the lines. It's well worked out there by Somerset College from the back, and we see a bit of a stick check, and the umpire is not happy, and that is a green card. It is for number 6, Connor from York. Umpires weren't happy with the stick tackle there.
Running the hole here. He's getting watching.
York again down to 10 players. So Brent, as we were saying, not ideal in this heat and in this weather to play at 10, but they're going flying through with the ball.
Yeah, it's a little bit of youthful exuberance here and there, isn't it? But I think just watching there, Bassett had a great carry, and just I suppose if he had just been able to manipulate his body a bit better, may have even have got a card out of Vasaki. But Vasaki with a great tackle, and here goes Slater, and I'm sure Slater wants a little bit of space, which he does. But great backtracking.
And they won a free just inside the 23. Quick early connection there. Sure, York want to get on the scoreboard fairly early in the second half, because the longer it goes when they 1-0 behind, I think they'll start to panic a little bit more and start to play unstructured hockey. So I'm sure Jason would have asked them to put on a bit of pressure and create some outcomes very early on in the start of the second half here. We see them being a little bit more direct than they were in the first half. But this has just opened up to a huge counter-attack for Somerset College, but just could not connect the passes there.
Yeah, Sam Chaplin probably being a little bit too hopeful of how fast Bayer is. Liam Bayer is quick, but he's not that quick.
Maybe looks exciting on the ball. I'd love to see him in a little bit of space. And Somerset College got to get some players back. There's some free York players inside the D, but just a turnover there. As we hear Mark Pickering shouting some instructions to his players. A lot of work for the midfielders to do here for York. One player down. Oh, they're back to numbers. Looks like they are back to numbers at the moment.
Yeah, and it looks actually like now both sides have changed shape. Well, I say both sides. It just seems like both sides are squaring each other up. So both are playing with a 3 at the back and what looks to be a 4-man midfield and 3 forwards. So tit for tat at the moment, but it could come down to execution due to the spatial sizing being similar.
A lot of space in the midfield here. It's going back again. Bryn, what do you think the two coaches had said to the teams at half time there?
Knowing Mark really well, Mark's a glass half full sort of guy, so I think he would have drawn primarily on the positives, and possibly had just spoken maybe about game management of the midfielders. Midfield has been a standout zone at the moment for York, and then possibly about how they can look to counter even better. I think Jason Slater is very process driven, so I think Jay would have been a little bit tougher with his charges and spoken about playing with a bit more tempo. I don't know, what are you as a current medal winning coach of numerous teams, have you picked up any patterns that you would or anything that you would try and target?
About Somerset College, like you spoke about earlier in the first half, to try and look to play a little bit more on the counter. There is some space between the midfield and the back three, so if you can get someone just positioned in front of the centre back and posting up and getting the ball behind the midfield, that it could create numbers up going forward for Somerset College. And yeah, like you said with York, very process driven. You can see they have their patterns in the 3-4-3 and the way they want to outlet and play. And I think if they can just stick to what they have been doing, but maybe just be slightly more clinical up front, they definitely can get back into the game. I would definitely want to get AB way more involved in this game. He looks like a game changer, and at the moment I think that's what York need. And I've seen Sean now a little bit higher up on the field.
Keen Grieve with a clever break.
Surely could be a goal, and it's a fantastic finish there by Sean Slater, putting it into the top right corner of the goal box. And well worked goal there by York.
Yeah, Keen Grieve with a great carry down the right flank, playing the short pass, and then final pass into Sean Slater, who, wow, what a finish. He may have just been able to go bottom corners, but no sir, he goes for the audacious hit and it goes top right. Absolutely.
So Brian, do you think that could be a result of a change formation from Somerset College, that there was extra space up there for York High?
Yeah, I think it was just seeing Slater starting to get way more high up the field, and that I think is a crucial aspect that York would have been feeling the effects from. Possibly, like you say, College not being able to handle that player coming through the lines a little bit, and there was the goal scorer.
Just under 5 minutes to go in Chaka 3, Somerset College 1, York High 1. We're in for an absolute humdinger finish here. I'm sure both teams are going to look to push to get the winner, and that will probably result in the game opening up a little bit and being a little bit stretched, which will be fantastic for counter-attacking hockey, and hopefully there will be a couple more goals scored. Sean Slater on the ball, eliminating his player, looking to drive in, long stretch of the fan, and it's directed to goal. It's almost an own goal, and it is turned out, and it's a long corner. York High looking to end this Chaka really strong, and hoping to get another one on the board. Some of the boys looking really tired out there. Sun is absolutely blistering and very, very uncomfortable to play long passages of play that are in an open game up and down, as we see AB with some fantastic skill and winning a penalty corner for York. And Sean Slater's just come off, so he won't be involved. So Bryn, where do you see them going here?
Oh, maybe they go old school Bryce with the York hit. Maybe being too brave. No, I've got a feeling by the look of his body language, Andrew Cato, depending on the pronunciation, I think looks like he's got a flicking sort of style stick, and I think that'll be the option off the castle. Great interception by Sean Irwin. The counter's on, but it's an inaccurate pass. Attack lost.
And I think that's the third missed trap for York in their penalty corners. I'm sure they'd want to improve in that area and to get something off on the top. It looked like they were going for a slip left, which probably would have ended up in a slider to far post. Or a bit of a tip in. Some fantastic aerial control there by number 8, Liam Calvin, the captain.
Strong on the ball.
Well, some good interchange play, just unlucky, but they got the ball back. The shot on goal, and it's a great save by the goalkeeper. It's been lifted into the striker dangerously, and it is another penalty corner. Can they trap this one, and can we see something from the top? Some magic. Can they get the lead just before the chucker 4? Do you think they'll stick with the slip left, Bryn?
I wouldn't. Personally, the Somerset College had read their pocket inside out. I don't think it's on. I wouldn't. If I was Cato, I'd look to be flicking it low and have guys playing off the pads.
Looks like his body position that he's possibly going to be using that slip left. And there is back to the slip left. A little bit messy again from York. And it's well defended, no danger there, and there could be a huge counter on, no numbers ahead of the ball, but a bit of a stick block, says the umpire, by Ryan Cunningham, and it is a free hit to York.
6 yards always a tough one to blow, and you know how it works. If you get it right, you are going to have one unhappy team who's going to tell you that he was stick tackled. So anyway, here goes Grieve again. Looking for Galvin. Back to Grieve. Oh, Grieve should have kept going, I think. But what do I know? I'm just a commentator.
And you see Grieve wearing the pink and black princess socks. They played earlier and he was given the man of the match. So all our man of the matches will be wearing the black and pink socks in their next game. As we go down to the last 10 seconds of Chaka 3, I'm sure Somerset College are just going to slow the game down so they can get some more information from the coach, Mark Pickering. And Bryn, what do you think on the coach's mind at the moment? Who do you think's the happier coach going into the final Chaka?
No doubt York will be very happy with that Chaka. It was highly dominant, and I think if they can just look to make the most out of possibly a quicker pass or two to allow their attackers a bit more space. I think Pickering will be just chatting to the boys and saying maybe a couple of defensive actions that needed improving. But I don't know, what would you go left field here, Bryce, or would you keep it as is if you were either coach now?
If I was Mark, I'd actually be asking my boys to keep hold of the ball a little bit longer. The more they have possession, the more the York boys are going to have to tire out and running after the ball, and that's where they get the alleyway through. I think they've turned over the ball a little bit loosely when they have been going forward. But yeah, I think with York, definitely ended this Chaka really strong, and I'm sure Jason will be asking them to have a little bit more of that and keep those little small interchanging passes where they've looked so dangerous in getting players through the lines and running towards goal at speed, where they look very dangerous. And a huge shout out to all our sponsors again, Belgotex Sports, and you can see all their banners and flagpoles around the turf, and to Livingstone Bath and Princess Hockey. It's amazing to have them all on board with us here at the Fairmont Hockey Tournament. and allowing the kids to partake in this fantastic tournament at the end of the season. Thank you ES Media for giving us some world-class footage here, and the spectators at home can still watch some fantastic hockey as we enter the last 12 and a half minutes of this game. Somerset College 1, York 1. We'd love to hear from you guys. Who do you think is going to be victorious at the end of this chukka, and what do you think the score is going to be? Somerset College coming out straight away, very direct, looking to go towards the goal. They're definitely pushing for the winner.
Here goes our main man, ABSA. Looking, searching.
A little bit of a mistrap, a bit of miscommunication. It's kicked. Can we get a shot off here? And it's gone just wide. You can see the centre forward of York just creating some good space between him and the centre back and receiving the ball just outside the D. Very dangerous. I'm sure Somerset College and Mark Pickering would love the defender to be slightly closer to their player so he doesn't have so much space to receive and go towards goal. I'm sure they want to sort that out fairly quickly. Both teams coming out firing off the starting blocks here in this last chukka. I'm sure we're in for cracking into this game.
And I just see two lads here today, obviously, that aren't playing for Somerset College. I alluded to one earlier in Tiago Marquez, but there's another one, Michael DeToy, and I believe both would have been making hang of a difference in this team. So College still showing their depth, and they're still highly involved in this game, and well done to both teams for putting on a show here. Boy on the ball now has just hit it back. Keen Grieve, the assister of the last goal, hoping that he can still find himself with one or two more runs down that right-hand flank. But here's Galvin on the ball, looking long. When hitting his targets, it's just a mistrap by Kieran Healy.
Just a reminder, we've still got some fantastic games coming up. Up next, we have Springfield Girls against York. Brent, were you part of that Springfield back in the day?
I was certainly at Springfield for 5 years. Many great memories there. It's too many to probably just be here for a while. The game wouldn't happen. So it was a lovely time, and I look forward to seeing the program for 4 years after I've left.
And then after that, we still have Somerset College versus Edgemead. So another 2 games to come after this, so you don't have to go anywhere. Still action-packed hockey coming your way.
So awesome, Bryce, seeing the co-ed schools bringing both sides, and you can really get a vibe from the school and what they're all about with their hockey philosophy and culture, and that's what we really want to try and see.
Yeah, for sure. Eight and a half minutes to play, 1-1. Who's going to come up with the winner? Long ball thrown. Bit of a mistrap. Some good aerial control there by the captain, and a lovely tuck under his shoulder, but a crunching tackle. And the umpire has deemed that as a bad challenge and as a green card, 2-minute sin bin. I think I heard from the coach saying that was a bit of a stick block by the York player. But now Somerset College down to 10 players for the next 2 minutes. Can York High take advantage of that? Brinsley, in this situation, 1-1, you York High, you go one player ahead. What would you want to change on the field?
Full-blown pressure, champ. Yeah, as you know, having coached against each other, I'm not a massive fan of man-to-man, but I think this calls for a 2-minute blockade of man-to-man. But hold the phone. Well done by College. They showed that the extra number meant absolutely nothing, and they went with a 60-meter overhead. Great chuck. Turned his man inside and had the shot at goal. But I think York, if they still have a bit of time remaining, Bryce, to put man-to-man pressure and still having an extra player or two, so that would be crucial. And then on attack, just to look to use those mismatches and go forward. Did you apply anything of the nature on the weekend? I saw loads of cards at the provincial quadrangular series.
Yeah, we were down 2 players now and then, and we were up 2 players now and then. So yeah, when we went a man up, we definitely applied the full man-to-man pressure, not allowing the other team to wind the clock down at all, and we wanted to use that man-up advantage. It's gone to the first castle. It's a little bit of a roll slap. It's come off the defender's foot, and it's a rear ward.
Yeah, I saw Bayer this weekend using a little bit of a roll slap often, and no surprise he's used it again. Let's see what he'll do though if the push and the trap is executed well. Will he have a flick?
As we see another missed trap at the top of the castle. Lots of space for York to counter in if they move the ball quickly. Sean Slater wandering at the top of the D alone now gets his marker onto him. Somerset College back to numbers, so we are 11v11, less than 6 minutes to go.
What a pick there by Bassett.
Step.
That's a midfield general coming to the fore late in the game here. But the double turnover, Bayer. And I thought that was a purposeful leave, to be honest with you, from Cunningham, but not to be. And just missed there by Pritchett on the far post.
Hey, hold it down. There you go. Good ball. Fetch it. Tackle.
And I heard Slater, Coach Sean Slater, Coach Jason Slater earlier stating how important Rowan Bassett was to his team, and got a little bit slow start to the game. And in the final bits here, Rowan Bassett has been absolutely immense. And here we go, Slater versus Irwin. Oh, what a battle, but Irwin comes away trumps. 4 minutes left. We're nearing the back end of the game. Really looking forward to seeing if one of the sides can just break away.
Fantastic receive from the overhead.
That was a barrel.
Absolutely amazing. And as I said earlier, the team's becoming a little bit more direct at this moment. A lot of big balls, long balls, both pushing to get the winner. Could come down to a missed trap, or could become about something magical from someone to create an opportunity as York High win the free hit on the sideline.
Good ball. Fetch it.
Just a little bit too direct there. It could also be down to one moment of brilliance. That's it could be. We're gonna have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen, because we can't be far away from the back end of one moment here to finish off the game. Oh, great infield break there And they keep going down that flank.
And there is that moment of brilliance. It could well be the winner, scored by Liam Bayer. Fantastic backstick. Just too much pace on it, and the goalkeeper couldn't get enough of a save. And could that be the winner? 2-1, 2 minutes 20 to go.
And Bryce, I'm gonna have to be bold here and say that I think Liam Bayer has been industrious all game, and he's got involved on defensive front mainly, but every now and then has looked to not necessarily be flashy and just link up with his fellow forwards and midfielders. But when he's had to be flashy, right at the death of the game, he's shown it with a possible match-defining individual moment of skill. And dare I say it, I'm putting my head out there, well, my neck out there. Is that a man of the match moment and performance from good old Liam Bayer?
Yeah, if the score stays like this, I would say definitely. He's been instrumental in the victory today, or a little bit early to say that, but yeah, as Somerset College win a free hit in the halfway line, I'm sure they're not going to speed play up here at all. Sean Owen using all his experience and just asking the ref if it's the free hit taken in the right space. 1 minute 20 to go. York have to throw the kitchen sink at this next minute to get back in and get the equaliser.
Yeah, honourable mentions, I think, at this moment for Irwin and Bassett and Slater, and I'd love to see in the future games ABS are getting on the ball more. But there's Bayer again, making his own time, and another chuck. And like I say, Bayer hasn't looked to be individualistic today, but when he has, he's done the goods. Look at him there, still working his absolute milli off, and he's still running and getting involved. And there he is again, he's just everywhere. Final attack possibly, turned over.
30 seconds to go. I'm sure Somerset College are going to be in no rush to take this free hit.
"20 seconds here. Do College keep it on the outsides?" They do. But now Fasaki wins the ball. He goes, oh no, and just picked the pocket. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all she wrote. 2-1 Somerset College York in this titanic game. Bryce, what do you make of that? Right score, wrong score. Give us something now.
Yeah, I think it was a fantastic game of schoolboy hockey. It was open-ended, going both ways. Each team had their own up phase, and I think Somerset College coming up with the goods with 2 minutes to go. Fantastic strike there by Liam Bayer and getting the winner. So well done there to Somerset College and get on their first game and getting 3 points. What's your thoughts, Brinsley?
Yeah, not the most free-flowing, and one for the... I don't think we'll remember that one forever as a 10-goal humdinger, but it's certainly been a great game in terms of watching some individual battles. And catch us shortly to have a post-match interview with the two captains and man of the match, Liam Bayer. And joining me up here in the award winners box, man of the match, Liam Bayer. Liam, fantastic display. Walk me through that final goal.
Oh, jeez. I had no idea it would actually come to me, but made it through the defender. And I guess I saw the opportunity to just put it on the back stick and take a whip at it. So, yeah.
Fantastic. I watched you and commentated on you on this past weekend. Just want to find out what did you make of the standard of this game, and what can college look to do a little bit better in maybe one sentence answer for the next game?
I think that was actually a tough game for both sides. Calls not going out of the way, but it was a great game. I loved it a lot. Well done to both teams, and I think we can improve on just getting into the game a bit earlier than we did. I think we started a bit late, yeah.
Awesome. Liam, thanks so much. Hoping to see you up here again for some of your future games.
Thank you, sir.